to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. The Burrow is open 7 days a week. Stop by for an application. Our sister restaurant, Il Chino, line cooks, expos, and bartenders. Make great money and be a standing, dedicated team. The Burrow Restaurant on Front Street and Il Chino Italiano on West Corbett Avenue, both in Swansboro.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Timeline Marine right here in downtown Jacksonville. I was there all day yesterday after I left from here. And they will be opening in 1 hour and 8 minutes. Okay, so get on down there and get your name in the pots. They got a couple of fish bowls out there for you to stick your name in, name and number, and you stand a chance of winning at the end of the month, which is next week, by the way, winning a wonderful, about a $200 rod from Bull Bay. They're a great company. I've laid my hands on some of their rods. In fact, I've got one over here in the corner that I bought. Okay, yeah, it's about $200, but they're great rods. And if you will happen to win one, you can just walk away with a smile on your face like you've never seen before. Also, you can register. This doesn't cost you anything to put your name in there. You don't even have to buy anything. And on the weekly giveaways every Tuesday, they're going to give away some special gifts. I've seen things like wonderful fishing lures and other things that go into the pot. And so you stand a chance of winning something. Do not forget that. Get in there, stop by at 8:30, between 8:30 and 5 o'clock every weekday, between 8:30 and 2 o'clock, well, every weekday, Tuesday through Friday, and 8:30 until 2 o'clock on Saturdays, and drop your name into the pot. You can do it every day. You can go by every day and do it. You don't have to just be limited to one day. You can only enter one time per day because I don't want to stuff those things up, but you can come in there every day. Just stop by on your way to work or from work or whatever, or on your way to lunch or whatever, and drop your name in the two pots.
Let's stuff that off.
You will be good. You will be ready to roll. And also a Tideline this week and up until the 31st, Tideline is going to take $100 off of any trolling motor in stock. They've got about 8 or 10 left, but $100 off. You can save $100. In reality, you can save $107 because $7 would be added to your total ticket because the governor wants it. He wants to steal as much money as he can. But you can save that money right now.
Do you know who that governor is?
I've heard of that governor, somebody. I think he was really related to D.B. Cooper, but he's another different D, and nobody out there remembers who D.B. Cooper was but me, I'm sure. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, winds out of the south 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 2 to 4 footers. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 4 feet, kick it up just a bit. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Sunday, southwesterly winds again, coming down 5 to 10, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3, sounds and rivers, a light chop.
Okay, and today is going to be mostly sunny with a high near 90, light south wind increasing 5 to 10 in the morning. Wind could gust as high as 17. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 76. Saturday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m., mostly sunny with a high near 92. And Sunday, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers likely later in the evening, partly sunny with a high near 88.
And out there in the tropical Atlantic right now, we've got Emily. It's going to probably reform. Was a tropical storm or depression. Yes, tropical storm. Then faded into oblivion except for some scattered mess out there. But now is reforming. And likely it will be a tropical system again shortly. But this is not going to impact the U.S. whatsoever. It's way out in the Atlantic and going in the opposite direction. Now, tropical storm, currently tropical storm, soon to be hurricane, Franklin, is out in the Atlantic, has left the Dominican Republic area and is out there creating a lot of waves and a lot of wind and a lot of water. and is moving right now towards the northeast, east-northeast. That would be good, except that it's going to slow down its forward motion sometime tonight and start swinging around towards the north, then the northwest, and then become a hurricane. And that would be bad news, except that hopefully it will turn to the northeast again. That will be good. And that way it will run
Yes,
parallel with the
bye-bye.
United States coastline and way offshore. It will be much closer to Bermuda than anything on the coast. That does not mean we won't pick up some winds from it, not winds, but waves from it, because those waves are generated way offshore and then they come towards us. So we'll have to keep our eye on that for next week, Sunday after, well, maybe Monday, Tuesday, something like that. We may have some stuff coming ashore, but we'll
Right. We'll keep
you
a
up
watch
to
on it.
speed on
We
that.
certainly will.
Okay. In the studio with us, as promised, he's finally escaped. He got out on bail. He left Raleigh. Senator Mike Lazaro. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Rayford.
Good morning.
Lee. I'm doing well. Thank
Appreciate you
you.
coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Have you noticed over here on my left shoulder?
Looks good.
Doesn't that
Theo
look
should be
Theo
pleased.
did a good job.
Yes.
Got it up there,
He
Ah,
is
we
happy.
love it.
and I actually put it up there.
You did a good job.
You will see that it is level. If you don't believe it, I will bring you
It is
my
level.
level in here.
It is. It
I
looks lovely.
thought y'all had put it up because it looked so good
It
and was
looked
so
too
level.
good, didn't it?
Yeah. So
It looked
I
too
was like,
good.
you did it?
Yeah, I did it.
I was so surprised.
Well, we asked him, and he said, "I can do it."
Oh, I can do
and
it. Yeah,
I think
that's
you
not-
did it well.
Thank you, sir.
You did a very good job.
And
The
it's
studio's
it's
really
very
coming
secure.
along.
It's looking nice.
Yes.
It really is.
We got some decorations here from some
We
folks,
keep
other
adding.
people. We
Yeah.
keep adding stuff, and
I might have to bring a little Senate seal for you.
you can do
Ooh,
that.
Yeah,
too.
that would
yes.
look good.
We appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be cool.
What is going on in Raleigh?
Yeah.
Well, lots of different things, but primarily, I'm sure you're referring to the budget.
Yes, I am referring to
We,
the budget.
You know, when you talk about the budget, we're talking about a $30 billion budget.
Mhm.
And while I would agree that there may be some more efficient ways to do it, we're supposed to be out July 4th.
Right.
And we're now
Almost,
almost to the end
almost
of
in
August.
September.
Yeah, almost in September. And ironically, it looks like we probably won't be out until November.
So we're operating
Wow.
without a current budget.
Well, you operate on the prior year's budget,
Right.
and anything to do with salaries is all retroactive.
Yes.
So anything that we do with salary increases or
How about you
adjustments,
cut them
and
down? How about if you reduce the salaries?
I didn't see any reduction in salary,
Grinch.
so I don't think that that will be a problem. So,
Just like
Okay.
a Grinch.
but when we talk about the budget, there's differences of philosophies between the House and the Senate as it relates to the tax package, and I think that's been the major holdup, among some other, what I would call details in the various parts of the budget.
Mm-hmm.
I think the primary setback was the philosophy on the tax package, on the reduction of personal income tax and those triggers that would put those in place in the future. The speaker has one philosophy, and our President Pro Tem Phil Berger has a different one, and it took a little bit of time to get together, but they are together. And now part of the problem has been that a lot of the members on both the Senate and the House side had made, plans for vacations for their families, for their children,
And re-election campaigns.
re-election stuff that's going on, but primarily vacations for their families before the kids, got back to school. So we haven't had the opportunity to have everybody there to even vote the budget out. But we look to vote it out the week of the September 15th.
Okay.
That is the scheduled time.
So everybody seems like they've agreed now.
Yes, what we're doing right now, or what's going on behind the scenes right now, is we're shoring up all the because you can't shore up the rest of the budget until that tax package is agreed upon, because you don't know what the reserves are going to be, you don't know what the member money is going to be. So there's a lot of work that has to be done once that decision is made on the tax package. And so all that work is being done now and being shored up in preparation for the final budget adoption.
Okay.
And, you know, I'll just have to say this, just because I think it's interesting, is, you know, the Democrats have been, saying a lot about us not being responsible. And, you know, so I'm hoping that on the 15th, we'll be able to get their vote on the budget. So we're assuming that they're going to vote on the budget because they're blaming us for not having it a lot sooner. So I'm hoping that on the 15th or the 14th, when we do vote it out, that they will vote for it.
Well, that would be interesting if they choose not to.
Don't be surprised.
I wonder what the governor will do. Will he support it, veto it?
Well,
Well.
you know, there's a
Wishy-washy.
lot of things in the budget that he has a lot of interest in.
Mhm.
Medicaid is being the number one,
Yeah.
and amongst a lot of other things.
We'll hold this one sitting over here until you
So,
decide to.
it-
We know
It
how
does
that
not
plays.
become law until the budget is passed.
Good.
That's right.
Well, it needs to be taken care of so you can get on with other business. Now, what's in that budget for me, for Onslow County?
Well, for Onslow County, potentially,
Mm-hmm.
it is not a done deal. Some of my member projects, I will call them, some of my projects that I've been working on in the budget is $30 million for our landfill expansion.
Yes,
we need
it needs
that.
that.
You know, we've accelerated the need for the expansion of the landfill due to our storms and increase in population, and that will cost the county taxpayers approximately $30 million.
Wow.
So if I can secure that in the budget, that will save the taxpayers quite a bit of money. We have City of Jacksonville needs a new ladder truck, which is
Yes.
a $2 million expenditure. And
Wow.
I have that in our budget. I have some water and sewer project money in there. I think it's about $10 million. Part of that is for on Wassa. As you recall, in the last storm, our new plant in Richlands was flooded and damaged.
Mhm.
And as part of that rehabilitation project, the project came in with all the things that needed to be done. They were about $6 million short in getting the full project. In an effort to keep tax or ratepayers' dollars down, I have some money in for that. We have some money potentially for the YMCA pool project.
Good.
And partnering with the city and the county to make that happen. So I have a variety of different
Okay.
projects that I think will be beneficial. You know, we have a 450-acre tract in Jacksonville that we're hoping to develop a partnership with the county to build a multi-purpose facility for recreation. Commons, as you know, is busting at the seams, and so we want to build a relationship and do a fairly large-scale project with the county. The soccer fields that were at Tabernacle are no longer there because they're building a school there.
Mhm.
Right.
So we've got some displacement of some local activities, but a lot of great projects.
So there's a lot of stuff in the
A lot
budget
of stuff in
for
the budget for
the good for
Onslow
Onslow.
County that I would say will save taxpayers quite a bit of money in the future.
And speaking of drinking
That's
water,
great.
the study just released from the Environmental Protection Agency says that 20 new drinking water systems across North Carolina have been identified to exceed the proposed safe levels for toxic PFAS. And they're contaminants, and we've known that, known as forever chemicals. In other words, when they're there, you don't get rid of them. You can filter them out in the beginning. Have you heard anything about Onslow County, Onwassa? Do we have any of those issues?
So we have some PFAS issues in Maysville, which we, through the federal government and the collaboratory at UNC that does most of our research work in that area of PFAS. We built a whole new PFAS rehabilitation plan in Maysville to take care of that issue. But that is an ongoing issue. And to your point, we probably have, across the state, we have about 256 municipalities that are under 5,000 in population. And we have a numerous amount of failing systems across the state, water and sewer systems across the state.
Right.
So we do have some issues. And to the state's credit, we've invested hundreds of millions of dollars in these last 4 years in water and sewer infrastructure projects. Because of the surplus and monies that we've received, we've put it back into communities.
Excellent. Well, I know it's very difficult to get rid of these contaminants. They're tough to filter out. So it's fairly expensive to filter out.
Yeah, because you have to relocate.
Yeah.
You have to relocate the wells. So if it's a drinking water well and there's PFAS, that well has to be shut down and you have to relocate it, or you have to develop a system to be able to filter it out.
Wow. That's amazing. This stuff is bad for you, but it's very small in quantity.
It is.
That's the good news, but it is something we need to pay attention to.
Oh, we do. We have a very large project through the collaboratory at UNC that does studying across the state as it relates to the PFAS foam.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have totally safe drinking water across the entire state here soon.
Our state is very active in water regulatory issues. Okay, we're not going to find ourselves like other states have found themselves.
Up against the wall. Let's take a quick break. You're live at Local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. We'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Coastal Bank and Trust thanks you for allowing us the privilege of handling all your banking needs, including personal and commercial loans to mortgage services. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Coastal Bank and Trust truly is a community bank dedicated to those we serve and is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and looks forward to meeting you. Thank you for voting us the best of the best 5 years in a row. FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning. And now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, Better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If you love ocean pier fishing, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime, 910-328-3172.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back in the studio with us, Senator Mike Lazzara, representing Onslow County. And as I was so rudely corrected yesterday several times and with lots of emails throughout the day, because I thought you were still Onslow and Jones County. I thought that had changed back to include Jones County. And she put on the air.
Maybe once again.
She made me feel ridiculous. Here, look at this. He's not.
No,
He kept
only
saying, no,
Onslow
you're
County.
wrong. He said, prove it to me. So I showed him. And he goes, oh,
Our population has grown to
Yeah.
to the point where they did a single county district. But having said that, I still do a lot of work in Jones County.
I'm sure you
I'm
do.
sure.
There's some
you
wonderful
do.
people out there, and I enjoy working out there.
well, on the subject of redistricting, phew, what's that looking like?
So it looks like if we can, adopt the budget in mid-September, we'll probably take a break for a week and
Yeah,
then come
maybe,
back
yeah.
and do redistricting in October.
Do you see some of the lines changing, like maybe back to where they were?
I don't see Onslow County moving. I can't, guarantee that there'll be fair and equitable maps, but legal maps. But I don't see us moving in any direction. I think if any movement, I think there'll be congressionally.
Yeah.
But I don't foresee us having any impact
Yes,
from
good.
that.
Please don't let us go in with New Hanover. Our people are crazy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Oh, the drivers are there crazy too.
Yeah.
And speaking
Crazy.
of drivers and highways and all that sort of good stuff, there's so much construction in New Hanover. I was forced to go there Wednesday, yeah, and for an appointment. And what used to take me when I was commuting 1 hour to go from point A to point B, 1 hour and 5 minutes, was an hour and 26 minutes. And half of that time was from Hampstead to my destination in New Hanover County, in Wilmington. I could get from here to Hampstead 35 miles faster than I could go the rest of the distance.
You're talking about the Hampstead bypass.
Well, I assume it's, I'm watching it, but the
that's the
cars,
project. It's a project that's been on the books for years.
yeah,
and
well,
years.
Sure
they're
has.
working on something now.
Please
It's
get it
called the
done.
Hampstead bypass. It's a fairly large bypass project.
It is.
Actually, I went through there yesterday, and they've got the big old stilts that
Yep.
we're getting ready to put the flyovers on.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I saw a lot of the work being done. And because when I came back, I said, I ain't going to be taking military cutoff to come back to Jacksonville, not at peak traffic time. That would have been ridiculous. I took I-140,
To go around.
went around up 421, took I-140 and made it and got back on 17 to where I was. My destination at that time was a particular restaurant there that I wanted to eat at. So at Porter's Neck. So I got there a whole lot faster.
They have quite a few projects that have finally let out in the Wilmington, because Wilmington has grown also exponentially, and
Yes.
they've had projects on the books for years that,
Mhm.
that have been let out.
Well, they when I moved to Wilmington in 1976, moved back to Wilmington in 1976, they were talking about this same stupid bypass then. This is what year? 2023 is finally actually going to happen.
We were promoting it back when I first got on transportation. That's, a long time ago. But
Anyway, that's happening. What have we got going on road-wise here in Onslow County?
I was just going to ask that.
Well, I don't know exactly about all the local projects, but we do have a fair amount of projects on the books, and we're getting ready to do a new step, which is a prioritization process. So I don't know all the ins and outs like I used to locally. Of course, I chair transportation throughout the state.
Yep.
We've been focusing on our budget and ferries and rail and ports, and I'm very proud of our ports. We were named one of the top states for port, and that's the Wilmington port. Of course, we have one in Moorhead as well.
Right.
But we're very, very proud of our ports and our ability to get ships in and out. And
I'm very familiar with both ports because I've done a lot of photo work for the ports for the state. I was a contact shooter for a long, long time, since sometime in the early 90s, I think, maybe even late 80s. And I've watched those places grow. I've watched them. I'm impressed every time I have to go there. So,
and we still have quite a bit of opportunity. We need, we have a dredging project that's going to make that area deeper to get larger ships in and out. And so the big issue is a ship has to have the ability to turn.
It's the turning basin there.
The turning basin.
If they don't have a nice, big, deep turning basin, they can have some trouble there.
But I visited the port in Charleston, and what an amazing operation there. When I was there was three large ships actually loading and unloading. Incredible operation.
Nice.
And I've been to Charleston, I've been to Savannah shooting too for various companies. But I'm proud of our operation here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and the other areas, airports. We have some very fast growing airports. Charlotte is expanding again. We're doing
Where are they going to expand to? South Carolina?
I don't know. But we've got a new parking facility at Raleigh-Durham going on, and then we have tons of money that went out to regional airports and local airports. We're doing a fairly large runway project here at Elbert Ellis. That I think they've got the environmental stuff out of the way, but that's getting ready to start.
Yeah, that's going to
that's going
to DOT stuff too there on the road, the airport road.
I think it's going to have a teardrop where you
sort of a go around or whatever they want to call it. Yeah, so that's
lots going on.
Yep.
Lots going on in our area. Lots going on in North Carolina, and that's why we were named one of the top states to do business, to live and open up a business and do business.
So that's good. Now, what are we going to do about inflation?
Well, that's
taxes have not gone up. So
I think federally we've got some issues.
We do.
We certainly need a Republican president, but I think in our state we have done, since 2011, the conservative caucus has done an amazing job in North Carolina getting us to where we are, and we continue to have policies that bring more money to your pocket through less taxation. And so I think in North Carolina we're doing a great job, but I think the inflation is obviously a federal problem that we really need to get a hold of. It's crazy to, even in my business, prior to having a Democratic president, I don't think we raised our prices in 10 years. I think it was 10 years. We've never had to raise our prices at all. And in these last few years, the cost of goods have just continuously go up. Every 2 weeks, we're getting price increases. And as you know, going through McDonald's or getting a cup of coffee or going to the grocery
Anywhere
store.
you go.
You go to the grocery store, you get 2 or 3 things. It's $60, and you can't even make dinner with it.
And I can carry out. I was at the grocery store the other day, and I walked out. I had exactly $60 worth, and I had it in one small bag. And there were no meats. There was nothing expensive in it. It was just stuff.
You know, it's not sustainable.
No.
And you know, in the business world, you know, we're trying to provide more and more for our employees, but how long can that last? How long can we make those inflationary costs last?
Yeah, people, you know,
We've got to have a change.
and it's just like with us. We've got 11 raised beds back here. We grow a lot of what we eat
That's
on
what
this
I did
stupid
this
little
year,
plot of land that we've got,
just for
and
fun.
just to save the cost. And
Right.
we like it too. It's fresh and it's fun, but just to save money at the grocery stores.
You know, we could be energy independent. We've got all the resources to be energy independent, which will cause prices of gas to go down. And when we talk about gas or petroleum, think about it's not just at the gas pump.
Oh no, It's for-
Petroleum is in everything.
It's
You know,
Right.
it's in tires, it's
Plastics,
in plastics, it's in
everything you do.
everything that we do and have. So, you know, this election cycle, I believe, you know, we always say this is the most important one,
Yep.
but I'm going to tell you, if we don't get a responsible president in place, it's going to be a long 4-5 years.
Mm.
potentially 8.
Potentially 8.
if we got a new one.
It will dig in our pockets. It's because it's not going to end.
Okay, let's take a quick break. If you got a quick call, something you want to ask the good senator, now's your time. 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back.
Modern Exterminating 627 College Street, Jacksonville has proudly been serving the pest control needs of Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952. That's 70 years of protecting the health and property of our citizens from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, and all other pests. Modern Exterminating offers inspection without obligation. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating takes this opportunity to thank those who serve and allowing us to handle all your pest control needs. If what they use don't zap them, they'll trap them. And if you're not satisfied, they'll step on them. The bug stops here. Modern Exterminating, family owned and operated since 1952. Call today, 910-455-5122. That's 910-455-5122 for Modern Exterminating.
It's not for everyone, only for you. The medication your doctor prescribes is exclusively yours to take as directed. Nobody else should be taking it. It's up to you to keep your medication secure and to safely dispose of any unused medications. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Your prescription, your responsibility. Be aware, don't share. Lock your meds.
Supported by NCDHHS, Division of Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Substance Abuse Services. Visit lockyourmeds.org/NC.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more from your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly stores, where good things cost less. The Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. How about a family pack T-bone steak package? Just $9.99 a pound. Whole bottom round is only $2.99 a pound. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin chops, just $1.49 a pound. Boneless fried breast is $1.59 a pound, and split fried breast just $2.29 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, and they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, juicy yellow peaches, just $1.99 a pound. Plums or nectarines are just $1.99 a pound. Red or white seedless grapes are just $1.99 a pound. Jumbo green bell peppers, 99 cents a pound. Ruby grape tomatoes are $1.99 a pound. Crisp green cabbage is only 59 cents a pound. And North Carolina grown yellow or zucchini squash, just $1.99 a pound. Seems like everything's $1.99 a pound at your Piggly Wiggly store. They save you money. And you get 2 8-packs of Coke or Sprite for just $9. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store down home down the street where good things cost less on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the P.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area. Quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. Senator Michael Zara, representing Onslow County and all of North Carolina, to
That's
be honest
right.
with you.
See, there you go.
So there you
Did
go.
good on that one.
I took care of that one.
Oh, you did.
So anyway, running for re-election. Thank you. How's the campaign going?
Well,
You don't have no competition. So
well, I'm
how's the
not sure
campaign
about
going?
that. You know, for me, it's always a privilege that I'm allowed to serve. I always take it very seriously, and you know, I give it all I got, and it's an honor to serve.
Well, I still have my shirts and my buttons, so I'll be out there.
I hope that folks will let me continue to serve them for a couple more
Have
years.
you heard anybody even thinking about running here in Oslo?
Rayford, I have not.
I haven't either.
You know, I've
Who
been.
would
I've
go
been
up
so
against
busy.
mine?
Well, I mean, that's not.
No, really, seriously.
We have a
I'm
lot
being
of good-
serious.
Why would you?
Why would
waste
you
your
do
money
that?
and your effort?
Exactly.
Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Competition is always good.
Yes.
Keeps you on your
I
toes.
agree. I agree.
No issues with that. But I just haven't heard of any chatter about it.
I haven't either.
So we'll see. What have you got coming up besides? I know these overrides. You guys done good in the House and the Senate. Took care of business with the governor because he vetoed pretty much anything that even smacked of being a Republican agenda, right?
Oh yeah,
Every single one of them.
I think we've overridden 13 or 14 bills,
Something like that.
And really, I encourage those that have an interest in it. You know, we've been able to override some very, very good conservative policies that folks have been waiting on for a long time. And I think it's worthy of saying that if folks have time to take a few minutes to look at some of the bills that we've enacted, there's some really, really good stuff in there. For example, boys not, biological boys not being allowed to play in girls' sports, expanding access to charter schools, because we believe that the money should follow the child, and parents have a right to send their kids where they believe they'll get the best education.
I agree, yes.
Affirming parental rights in education. You know, parents have a right to their kids' education, and they should know what's going on with their children at school, and keeping home prices down by not being overburdened with regulatory issues. I mean, gun rights, Second Amendment, the pistol purchase repeal, the permit repeal, lots of solid conservative policies that have gone through as a result of the hard work of the people in getting Republicans elected to have the supermajority and have the ability to be able to conduct these overrides. The things that we see happening across the state in our education system, and this is not a result. We have some absolutely wonderful educators.
We do. I totally agree.
This is not a target on them. It's a target on a system that literally they have no control over things that are happening because they're just too busy trying to teach our children. But on the higher level, things are taking place in our education system that that most people do not agree with, and we've had the opportunity to make some very solid changes in that area.
You know, one of the things that they holler about is teachers' pay. Of course, North Carolina has increased teachers' pay tremendously over the years, but counties also have the ability to offer an incentive.
They have incentives and bonuses
and all sorts of good stuff. And the big counties like Mecklenburg, like Wake County and Orange County, in these places, they can offer things, incentives to potential teachers, new teachers, who are after the money right up front, right? That's what you go for. If you're going to apply for a job, you want a job is the best paying job you can get, right?
Yes.
Can there be some kind of a state measure that all salaries are going to be the same across the board? That if you go to Jones County, you're going to get the same pay in Jones County that you get in Mecklenburg County as a teacher, period, bottom line, and no more incentives, no more bonuses, nothing from individual counties or school systems.
I mean, that could be an approach. There has been no discussion. When we get into education discussions, there's so many different thoughts between the House and Senate. It becomes a very controversial conversation. But I will say this, under Democratic control, teachers were not being paid remotely close. So we've had to play catch up. Right. And we've had teacher increases every year. And their local unions actually kept them from getting a raise one year because of the budget. They opposed the budget.
I remember that.
And, but Republicans have consistently had teacher pay raises in our budgets. The two budgets that I've sat in have had teacher pay increases. So we're doing what we can. I mean, obviously, you can never pay them enough. They're educating our children. That's one of the most important things that we can invest our money in. So I will always be a proponent of raising teacher pay because they are underpaid. In our defense, with the budget that we have to work in and the methods that we have to work in, we have done consistent teacher pay increases over the years that we've been in office.
And before we go to a break, the only other thing that I've heard constantly is that from the counties, generally speaking, because they handle the countywide budgets that give money to the school system, right? The counties say, well, they put so many requirements. The state will come down without any problem whatsoever and say, you're going to reduce the size of your classroom. So now you're going to have to build some new schools. And no, we're not going to give you any money to do that.
Well, part of the issue is that there's, again, not trying to target teachers, but you're asking me a question, and I'll have to answer honestly. There's a displeasure in the performance of our children.
Oh, absolutely.
Our children are not performing. They're not reading. They're not able to do math. They're not able to do not all children, but as we look at North Carolina education, our children are not performing. So there's displeasure in giving raises, and there's different philosophies about, again, but it's a system, as you heard in the debate the other night, yes, that expands further than North Carolina. We have an education problem in our country. And so it's not just North Carolina. I think it's a much larger problem that we have to look at. And I think there's a lot of value in having the money follow the children. And I think competition is good. I think just like in private business, performance is a measure, no matter how you look at it.
Yes, it is.
Performance is a measure. And, we continue to look at ways to help the system become more effective.
Yeah, and at Lazara's Pizza Place, if your food was not good, you would not be making any money.
Exactly.
People would not come.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a quick break. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom, 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. 15 minutes in the Fulton County Jail and Donald Trump got a mugshot, first in presidential history, courtesy of County DA Fonnie Willis. said it was not comfortable. Trump emerged free on bail, charged with RICO violations in his bid to challenge the 2020 election results. Spoke with reporters before boarding his jet back to Bedminster, New Jersey.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it.
Trump posting the mugshot himself on X, formerly known as Twitter, his big return after 2 years with a caption, "Election interference, never surrender." The Trump campaign website already selling merch, $15 for a beer koozie. DA Fani Willis refusing to answer whether she coordinated with Trump's federal prosecutor, Jack Smith. House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan investigating whether she improperly used federal money. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back, and Senator Mike Lozara is going to be here for just a couple more minutes. And Mike, the elections bill that Mr. Cooper vetoed, just vetoed. What was in there that was that rankled him so much? He called you racist, but I mean,
he did call us racist. It's a fairly lengthy elections bill that has many different provisions in it, but I think if I had to pick one, I think it would be the early or the mail-in ballot deadline has to be the day of the election, the night of the election.
Mm-hmm.
So if we close at 7:30, we will not accept a ballot at 7:50.
And the ballots would be delivered by the U.S. Post Office. Now,
US
Lee,
Post
as
Office.
a quick question for somebody who spent her career in the post office, how much mail is delivered after 7:30?
Unless it's already on the truck and
Uh-huh.
it was placed on there like 10 in the morning. And no, we don't go back out and deliver after we close.
We got
No,
4
doesn't
weeks,
happen.
4 weeks at least every year to get an absentee ballot in, right?
That's right.
Mike, is that the way it
Yes.
works in North Carolina? We got 4 weeks. They open those things up. The elections offices will mail you a ballot, or you can come by and pick it up. You also have early voting you can do that's in person, early voting. And normally, I think in 5 locations now in Onslow County?
Yeah, it's
During
been 5 the last
4 or
couple
5,
times, yes.
whatever. But you can vote early.
2 weeks.
I remember voting
That's right.
only on election day,
2
of which
weeks
I've always
early voting.
done, by the way. And
I have too.
I can't do it anymore because this past year,
It
I
backfired
was in
on
the
you.
hospital
Yeah.
on election day,
Mm.
so I couldn't vote. They wouldn't let me out long enough to go vote.
But there's also signature verification
Mhm.
that's going to be involved. Poll observers are now going to be under some strict guidelines. It's a fairly lengthy bill, and what I'll do is I'll send you a summary because I think it's important for the viewers. Obviously, it's been vetoed, but we look to override it,
Yes.
so it will become law. And this is an agreement between the House and the Senate, so it's been vetted. I'll send you a summary, but fairly lengthy bill, but it works towards election integrity, which we've all been concerned with. I think this will tighten the reins quite a bit, and it's a good bill.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to reading the whole thing, summary of it.
too,
And,
yes.
but
Yeah, so it won't allow for collusion like that tried to happen last time with
Yes.
the Attorney General. The makeup of the boards are going to be a little bit different in a nonpartisan way. It really is a well thought through bill. We've been working on it for months and months.
okay, sounds good. I know you've got to
Great.
go. You got some work to do.
Well, thank you for having me,
Well,
and
appreciate it.
as always, if I can end with shouting out to the folks that are listening today. Our office is available 24/7. If there's any issues, any concerns, anything that we can help you with on a constituent level, please don't hesitate to call our office or to email our office. We will get back with you, and we'll do what we can if it's an agency related issue or any other issue that we can direct you with.
All those numbers and email addresses and whatever that are
I've already
available.
posted it.
You've already
Yeah.
posted.
Facebook
They're available
and
on our
YouTube.
Facebook and
Right.
YouTube pages. So
Please
Right.
don't hesitate. We're there working for you. So
You
you
do a
again
good
for
job.
having
Thank
me.
you
and
for
thanks
what
for
you
the
do.
sign, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I hope
we
you
love
guys
it.
have a great day.
Beautiful.
Thank
too.
you.
Always pleasure to have him on board.
Always.
It's just a lot of fun. He's
Yeah.
a hard worker.
Yes, he
You know,
is.
both in Jacksonville and Onslow County for the interest of the folks here, even private business that he does, a couple of them that he's involved in, that he owns and he operates.
He's a hardworking
He's
man.
a hardworking man.
And even during the past elections, when he had no one running against him,
he was out
he
there.
was still at the polls every day because he said, it's important for me to be able to come out here and thank the people
Mhm.
for supporting me and believing in me.
Yeah.
And I admire that.
Oh, I do too.
I really
So,
do.
I'm just not sure
But
who
you know,
would-
you were talking about the elections bill and that Governor Cooper had vetoed it. Let me just read to you what he wrote.
Okay.
Now, for the listeners out there, this legislation has nothing to do with election security and everything to do with Republicans keeping and gaining power. In working to erect new barriers for younger and non-white voters, many of whom use early voting and absentee ballots, this bill also hurts older adults, rural voters, and people with disabilities. It requires valid votes to be tossed out if the post office delivers them even 1 minute after 7:30 p.m. on election day, or if a computer rejects a signature. It encourages voter intimidation at the polls by election deniers and conspiracy believers.
Mhm.
Now, that is what Governor Cooper wrote in his veto.
Governor, I've never liked you since you were
I
the
was just
Attorney General. I
astounded.
just,
I was
it's-
just astounded at his words, and I don't know.
You
it's
know,
just-
well, he's so partisan and he's so extremely liberal. He didn't even do his job as AG, right?
it was rumored that he was missing a lot.
Well, he
Not on
he
the
is missing
job.
a lot. I can tell you that. Just, but you
I
mean
didn't
missing
mean it that way,
missing in action?
but-
Yeah, I got that too. But
Yes.
anyway, because I sent letters in, I was complaining from day one when he took office about all the marketers that were calling me, all those robocalls and everything
Right.
else, and we were telling you all you got to do is get on the do not call list, and it takes. No, it doesn't.
No, I've been on that list.
How many people have been
for
rejected
years.
over the years because I want a do not call list? None. They all still call me every day. That landline over there will ring
Right.
before
it
9
does.
o'clock this morning.
It
It always
every morning.
It starts before 9. Used to start after 9. Now it
Yeah.
starts, and it's also on weekends now. I get them from the alleged, and I don't ever use that word. I think it alleged Medicare representatives. They're not.
Oh,
They come in
man,
under different
yes.
names. They come in under myself, huh? Yeah, I showed
Yes.
up with a different telephone number.
Hospital called me.
The hospital has called me.
I know that
The
number, Paul,
law
yeah.
enforcement has called. Everybody's called because they can punch in any number on this stupid little computer that they want to. If we don't get some federal mandates in this country,
Mhm.
we're going to be. How many people? You got a phone? You don't have a landline.
No.
Have you seen a telephone book lately?
No. And
I saw
no.
one. The ones that used to be like this
Yes.
are about a 1/4 inch thick.
I used to cuss those things when we had to deliver them. Oh,
Ugh.
oh. Take up all the room in your car.
Yeah, but anyway, they're. I don't even know that they exist anymore because everybody's doing cell phones, and one of the reasons is I'm not sure. Well, they can't really track you with your cell phone so much. They don't know who, unless Verizon or some other provider puts your numbers out there and your name.
And if you call that number back,
Oh, it's
you'll get one of those signals like, this.
this number does not exist.
That's right.
So, and it doesn't.
Well, I can tell you that when we were, as the Republican Party, calling people in the county, inquiring about, you're going to go vote and this is who we would like you to vote for. We used a phone app where we could download the app on our phone and pick a number to use as caller ID because we didn't want to use our personal numbers, but we identified ourselves and we were local. And, some could consider it like a spam call, but not really.
Yeah, well, they are spam calls. I'm paying for this phone. If you want to call me, there should be a $1 charge every time you call me.
Wow.
For anybody that is not in my book.
Oh, okay, good.
Not in my call log. I want you to pay. I pay a lot of money for my phones.
Yes.
You do not have a right to call me anytime you want to. You do not know when I'm asleep. You do not know what kind of shift that I'm working. It used to be in law enforcement days, I'd go to work at 7 o'clock at night, get off at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't want your calls. But I don't want to disable my phones, but I was forced to do that because of idiots calling.
I had one that just called me at a bad time. And it was like 7:45 on an evening night. And I just lit into them. I said, do you know what time it is? Why are you calling me? Call during work hours.
Back when I was nice.
Into them. I'm so sorry.
Back when I was nice, I would answer the phone like that. And they'd say, hi, yada, 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 whatever the spiel is. I said, hold on, excuse me. What's your name? Joe in Pakistani. And I said, what's your telephone number? Well, and he would give me a fake number. And I said, no, I want your cell number, your personal cell number. You've got my telephone. I want yours because I assume that you're going to go to bed sometime tonight. Now, I'm in bed now.
Ooh.
I'm having to sleep during the day. I was lying. I'm having to sleep during the day, and you have awakened me. Now I can't go back to sleep because I've got to go to work in a little while.
Well, I had somebody.
Give me your number, and when I have an opportunity and I'm working in the middle of the night, I will call you on your cell number, and you can talk to me.
Well, we get those calls from the North Carolina Sheriff's Association and the North Carolina Fire Department, Firefighters Association. I had one actually argue with me. And he says, no, we need money to help support. I said, I live in the city. I pay taxes, and my taxes go towards providing them a building, equipment. He argued with me over that. I'm like, are you crazy? But anyway, Mike McHugh said down over there, yonder in Swansboro, at the chamber, he said we must get about 20 spam risk phone calls each day at the chamber from so-called Medicare, end-of-life insurance, electric company, home improvement, cable company.
I get the same ones, Michael, and we're in the same boat there. And
we know.
Sinking.
Do not call list is a joke.
Do not call list is a total joke. And I got up yesterday. I answered the phone at Tideline. They were trying to sell me Medicare. I'm saying, what?
Well, I've had people calling me about.
But they call a business. They don't know what number they're calling.
We understand that you have a bad back.
Yeah, I hear that too.
And I went to a chiropractor 3 weeks ago because I had thrown my back out and I was in so much pain. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, is somebody selling my information?
If I find that out, then you know what? That's called a HIPAA problem.
Because
I will be a rich man, and I won't even have a phone. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
Good morning.
We're on a roll.
I like that. You'll be so rich you'll just hire somebody and answer the phone.
There you go.
Yeah. You jogged my memory talking about the callers and when you said Pakistan. So I called Peter Wright and asked him about a month ago about insurance for me.
Yes.
And I fell actually in the it's some kind of subsidy, whatever. Anywho, long story short, I was able to get a form of Blue Cross.
Wow, good.
But I get a letter and I get a card, but I don't get anything else. I don't get anything saying you've got this. I get what it says on the back that I pay for a specialist, primary, whatever, but I don't really know what's covered. Well, I had not had my eyes checked in about 8 years. It had been a couple of years prior to Terry having his stroke. My glasses were taped up. I was
Oh boy.
bad overdue. So I called the customer service number at Blue Cross Blue Shield to ask them if I had any kind of vision on my plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet Lord. I almost started smoking again. I seriously thought about it. I thought, Lord, let me just fix me a drink, get me a cigarette. I don't have nothing to drink. I don't have any cigarettes, but I need one by the time I get off the phone with this lady. Ma'am, let me put you in very broken English on a 3 to 5 minute hold. Can you hold, please? Yes, ma'am. Then she would come back on there. Ma'am, are you still there? Please allow me to put you on a 3 to 5 minute. And I knew what she was doing. I thought, lady, you are contracted out some call center.
Yep.
By Blue Shield.
Yep.
You are sitting somewhere in Pakistan or wherever, looking at a computer, looking at my policy number, and seeing what's going to be covered. So then she finally got on there and she said, well, your vision exam, if you have a medical condition, can be covered under the specialist. And I said, okay. I thought, well, I'm pretty sure, I knew I've got astigmatism, so I knew that would be covered. So she starts reading off what's on the back of my card. And about that time I told her, I said, honey, I can read. I know how much the specialist costs. I just didn't know if it was part of my plan. I said, now, can you please tell me who is in network? So help me, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Put me on another 3 to 5 minute hold. Came back on there. She gave me 2 doctors that were in the network in our area, giving me addresses down to the zip code. I thought, lady, I don't need the zip code. I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina, but whatever. By then, I was just writing down what she said.
Calling the liquor
Thank her very much. Got off of the phone.
Call the liquor store.
And Googled. I thought, well, now, family, I told Terry, I said, well, baby, isn't that where Dr. Connaughton used to be over in Office Park? And he said, I think so. Well, I Googled it. Sure enough, it was. And I thought, well, I'll go with that one, but I wonder who this other character is. So I Googled them, and so help me, Blue Cross and Blue Shield gave me the name, address, location, phone number of an eye doctor that is permanently closed. Closed. Gone. Not even here anymore. But yet they told me that was who was in
They're up to
network,
date
so I
on
can
it.
go have my eyes examined. Anyways, I went to Family Eye Care, got me some glasses. I can see now.
Good.
So everything's good to go. But yeah, and I thought, now everybody, everywhere you go, we're hiring.
Yeah.
We're hiring. Looking for, good and well, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. I was not talking to anybody. in
No,
North
you
Carolina.
are not.
No, I was not.
And please, if you have problems with your computer and you want to call Dell or it doesn't matter.
Oh, good Lord.
You're calling Pakistan.
Bless your heart, because you ain't going to get nobody that will understand you. And you won't understand them.
That they are reading
Of course they are.
off of the thing. And my very best friend at East Tennessee, she works in a doctor's office, and she and another girl work up front. And Tammy told me one time I was talking to her about, we were talking about calling and never getting anybody you could understand.
Right.
And Tammy said, I try and be a little bit nice about it. She said, but Sherry will be over there on that phone going, honey, it's not your fault, but put somebody on here I can understand.
Yep, that's the way I do it.
And
I just
I
want somebody
called-
that speaks English as their primary language. That's the way I usually put it.
I'm
It
still
just frustrates me.
a whole different ballgame, that blooming wreck we got into. And getting bills, and me trying to tell the people, don't send those bills to me. You can send them to Geico. I'm not paying them. Long story short, go to the emergency room at Onslow. Well, you're not just dealing with Onslow. You've got your bill at Onslow. You've got your bill with the radiology department. You've got your bill with the emergency room physician, whatever. So they give me all these phone numbers. I called. So help me. I got they answer the phone. thank you for calling Eastern Radiology, whatever, in Greensboro. And, press for blah, blah, blah. When I pressed that I needed to talk to somebody in billing,
Just
trust
press 0.
me, I did not talk to anybody in Greensboro, North Carolina.
No.
I talked to some guy in India, Pakistan, wherever he was, somewhere outside of the border of the United States.
Do you ever do this, Rafer?
Crazy.
You're calling and you're hitting buttons and you're holding, and you just go, customer service, customer service. You just start yelling that.
Representative.
It's crazy.
Give me some.
I just hit
But
0.
anyway, I thought y'all get a kick out
Not
of that.
always does it work.
I know it, but most of the time it does.
Thanks,
Sending you to
Jennifer.
doctors that aren't even there.
I want you to
Y'all
tell
have a
about
good
your
day.
story that happened at grocery store the other day, but we've got to take a commercial break real quick and do other, so maybe you can call back.
Oh, well.
I
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want me to call back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you just do
All
that?
right, I will.
All right.
I'll be about
Bye.
5 minutes. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA.
Freedom 97.1 WSME with Jacksonville Cardinal High School football.
Be sure to tune to WSME 97.1 FM, 1120 AM, and worldwide, WSME971.com tonight as the Cardinals host crosstown rival White Oak High School. Pre-game 6:30, kickoff 7 p.m., followed by the Golden Corral post-game report. Jacksonville High School football is made possible by the following fine sponsors: Quizmart Chappie's Chicken, Great Gas Heating and Air, Jones Funeral Home, Fountain Management, OAJ, Home Connections of Beulaville, Pro Image, Bryn Mawr Jewelers, the law offices of John Drew Warlick, Bayshore Animal Hospital, and David Hull State Farm.
It's summertime. No schedules, no stress, and no cooking. The Borough Low Country Kitchen has got you covered. Order a Carolina-style seafood boil to go. Sausage, potatoes, your choice of shrimp, crawfish, lobster, clams, mussels, crab legs, or a mixture. Seafood boils also make great party pleasers. Grab a quick lunch of Philly cheesesteaks, Italian sausage, fish tacos, and more. Dine in or take out. Curbside or dockside pickup. The Borough Low Country Kitchen. Corner of Front and Moore Streets in downtown Swansboro. BoroughLowCountryKitchen.com.
Hurricane season is here, and if you're not prepared, now's the time to visit Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Whether for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer, Williams Hardware has the tools and accessories to help protect against high winds and water. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies. A helpful handy hardware store also cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington Grill for Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Moorhead Plaza in Moorhead City. Williams Hardware is open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158, and be prepared this hurricane season.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it. We stand behind it.
I had a question about my insurance the other day, so I called my new State Farm agent. And would you believe I talked to the same person who remembered my name? They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call David Hall, State Farm, 910-455-0440, 1218 Country Club Road, Jacksonville.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
And we're back. We're back. Guys down at Tideline Marine. The doors are now open officially. So go on down, put your name on a couple of the fish bowls there on the counter, and you stand a chance of winning at the end of the month a Bull Bay rod. That's number one. And also, that's going to be the monthly drawing. That's about a $200 rod, by the way. And they're fine rods. I got one over here in the corner. And they've also got a chance to win a weekly prize on Tuesday. So I'm not sure what it's going to be, some lures and some other things in there.
Does the rod come with a reel too?
No. There's a special drawing for that one.
Oh, okay. So you have to keep going back.
Yeah, well, there's a special drawing. But anyway, you'll be able to enter those two. No cost, no prize. No price whatsoever. Don't have to buy a thing. Just come on in and say, hey, I want to sign up. And then you'll find the little tickets right there on the desk. So you can do that today. I won't be there. I won't be there tomorrow either. I won't be there Monday. I won't be there Sunday. But I'll be there next Tuesday. I'm off this weekend.
How did you manage that?
I don't know. Every third weekend or something like that, I'll have to work.
Very nice.
But I don't have to, but I choose to. Tideline Marine, the doors are open now. They're open weekdays, Tuesday through Friday from 8:30 until 5, and on Saturdays from 8:30 until 2 o'clock. Closed on Sundays and Mondays to give the staff a chance to catch up and give and also to restock. So things are like that. Tideline Marines at 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Offshore today, not bad. Southerly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, seas kicking up just a little bit, 3 to 4. Winds out of the southwest, 10 to 15. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Sunday, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, becoming southeasterly in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
And today is going to be mostly sunny with a high near 90. Light south wind increasing 5 to 10 in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 17. Cardinal football weather tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 76. South wind 6 to 8. Saturday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly sunny with a high near 92. Heat index value, though, 101. And Sunday, a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms, sunny with a high near 88.
And Tropical Storm Franklin is still kicking up and increasing in powerful mode. It's got winds of 60 miles per hour now, and probably going to be higher than that in just a little bit. The next time they take a reading will be, I think, 11 o'clock this morning. And it's on an east-northeasterly course, which will change overnight tonight. It will move towards a more northerly course before tomorrow morning. And then it's going to move towards the northwest for a while. That's of concern. But by about 2 o'clock or Monday morning, or by the time we get on, it should be moving back towards the north. That will take it away from any interaction with the United States of America. And we'll have about the biggest thing we'll have will be some waves that will be generated by the storm going Tuesday until a couple of days after that. It will be close to Bermuda on Monday during the day on Monday. It'll be just west of Bermuda, but Bermuda will be on the bad side of the storm, the right-hand quadrant, and that's where most of the nasty stuff is.
Yes, the nasty stuff.
So it is a possibility this storm could kick up to be about 110 mile per hour winds by the time it passes Bermuda. But then it's going to speed up. After Tuesday, it's going to be out of here. It'll be moving towards the northeast again and going paralleling the coast of the United States, but it's speeding up, and therefore it won't be gaining a whole lot of strength, and then it will be in cold water, and then it will be gone. So that's the look at that storm.
Well, if I could redo my career, start all over again from a younger age, I'd want to be a meteorologist.
Why?
I love following the weather. I'm just a weather geek.
Yeah, well, weather is one of the most important things in people's minds. They plan their days around it unless you're living or working in a enclosed environment like a bunker somewhere
Right.
underground. The weather doesn't impact you. But if you don't live in those kinds of conditions, you're impacted every day. Where you drive, traffic is going to be screwed up by weather or not. If there may be no weather conditions that make it bad, you're going to be hot. Your electric bills are going to be high or low, depending upon the weather. Your grass is going to grow faster or maybe not at all, or going to die out unless you go out and water it. There's your gardens. Oh my God, I can tell you all about those. But there's so much stuff that impacts our daily lives dealing with weather. Ball games.
Right.
Tonight's ball game depends upon the weather.
Well, one good thing about being a forecaster, though, you can be wrong and still be right.
Yeah, but that doesn't always mean you're going to have
weather's always changing.
There's always somebody looking to take your place. And
that's every job.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd want to take in mine at the post office. Good Lord.
There is another tropical system, a couple more, 3 of them, in fact. One has finally picked up a little forward motion and is moving northwestward right now. It's about halfway between Africa and the tropical Atlantic. It is in the tropical Atlantic, but it is still way east of the Lesser Antilles. But it's on a kind of a northwestward course right now, which could be troubling. The former storm known as Emily is reconfiguring. It's way east of Bermuda right now, another 1,000 miles or so east of Bermuda. And it's taken the course of so many of the other storms that have come off the coast of Africa. It's going to be moving towards the northeast, and we'll be out of here soon. As will likely the other storm that's there. There's some stuff over the eastern part of the United States systems. I don't understand them. I'm not a meteorologist, but they're forcing these storms to go away. And they're going to have an impact on Franklin too. So that'll help keep Franklin off the coast. Franklin managed to sneak through. It came off the coast of Africa, formed up in the Atlantic, deep Atlantic, and got into the Caribbean Sea, came across Hispaniola after spending several days in the Caribbean, just goofing off. And now it's going to form into a hurricane. It's trying to do a sneaky in run. Now, we got one that's come across from the Pacific, that's come across the Central America area. It is now in the Caribbean and looks like it's headed towards possibility of moving into the Gulf of Mexico around Yucatan, the western edge of Cuba. That is a possibility for the Gulf states. So we'll have to keep our eye on that one too for a few days. Okay, now.
My goodness.
Time for Jennifer to call back.
Yeah, time for Jennifer to call back.
What else did we have? We were going to talk about. I don't
sports
have
talk. You want to talk about sports talk?
Let's talk
now?
about sports talk. So Jennifer calls in.
Sports talk is back this morning, 9 a.m. with Chris Rayner and the voice of the Jacksonville High School football Cardinals, Jerry Allen, along with Bob Warlick. They're the two gentlemen that call the games.
They will be the ones you will be listening to tonight, beginning at 6:30 on
right.
WSME 971, or
with a pregame at 6:30 and kickoff at 7.
Yep, they do a pregame show for a half hour.
Yes,
and they got about 13 sponsors this year. I counted a few minutes ago. That's pretty cool. Thanks to all the sponsors who support them.
That's right.
And
you may hear some familiar voices in the studio at the press box.
Yeah,
tonight,
if we can get in there,
being a little loud.
Yeah, we're the loud kind. And this week they got air conditioning in that press box.
And
So
I had to bring in the Cardinal just for Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan comes back.
yeah, there's a cardinal sitting up here on the air sign. If you can't see it, know what it is. That's a cardinal. Jennifer, is that you?
It is. I was waiting on y'all, and then I heard my voice, heard my name, and I was like, "Oh no, it's time! I got
It's
home."
time.
So this is what happened. So Terry and I went to Sam's a couple of days ago, And I pulled in, cut across, went down, I entered on the end of the gas pump, entered that way. And I saw these people getting in it's a handicap that was parallel right up front. I was like, man, that never happens. But anywho, lucky day. So I turned my signal on, sitting there waiting on them to pull out. They were already getting in the car. And so help me, this lady comes up behind me, cuts up the aisle, goes through in between where the cars are parked.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go all the way down, cut about halfway across, and came down. And as soon as that car pulled out and I started pulling, she just politely zipped right on in it.
Did she now?
And I thought, now you've got to be kidding me. I'm sitting here with my signal on. She goes around me, goes up, comes through, and comes back and parks. So I said to myself, Self, what's going on about this? So I
another need for a
politely just
drink.
pulled right over. I just eased my car right over there beside of her and just kind of sat there and stared at her. And then she turned around and looked. She rolled her window down. And I said, did you not see me just sitting here with my signal on for this parking place? And she went, no. I said, well, lady, you enjoy that parking place. And that's exactly what I said. And so I went and I rode up and down. And now, mind you, I did watch her get out of the car and just diddly bop right on up in the store with obviously nothing wrong. But of course, the tag said disabled veteran.
Yeah.
So I'm 99% sure that was for her husband. If it was for her, I don't know what her disability was, but anywho, I found the parking place that had empties beside of me so I could get Terry out.
Yeah.
And when we went in, she's standing over there at the customer service getting her a new card or whatever. And what really irritated me the most is that she had her, I'm assuming daughter, niece, granddaughter, whoever, she had a little girl with her that looked like she might have been 8, 9 years old. And I thought, what are you teaching this child? What are you teaching this child? But I did. I made sure and I made eye contact with her and I let her know that this is why I was waiting on the handicap parking. At the same time, there was a lady in that store that had a handicapped child that was not only physically but also mentally handicapped, like a late teenager, early 20s in a wheelchair.
Wow.
And I thought, well, bless your heart, honey, where did you have to park? You know, over at Lowe's and come across the highway? I mean, there is absolutely no respect anymore for, and there's no respect, and it's not going to get any better because she had her child with her. And that's what she's teaching her child is, you know, hey, you know, it's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter that this place is painted and has a sign for handicapped. It doesn't matter that mama isn't handicapped, but we've got that sticker, we've got that license plate, so we can park here.
Let me explain something to you about the law. If you, if as it happened at Curie Beach, there was a guy there who's, when I first started down there, he was always parking in the handicap space at the fishing pier because it was a gathering place and a lot of folks went there, especially late afternoon, early evening, just to socialize. They'd sit on the benches and stuff outside. That was just the way it was. And he had a handicap sticker, and that's where he parked. Until I was told that handicap sticker is not for him, by the way. It's for his wife. She's the handicap person. I said, oh, really? I got my book out, looked up the violation in chapter 20. I think it was chapter 20. But anyway, I looked for the violation, and then I confronted him the very same day. And I said, listen, here's what it is. That handicap sticker is for your wife, only if she's in this vehicle. That's not for you to use for your concierge parking. And the next time I get in here, not only am I going to give you a state ticket, which the cost of court is $180 plus the fine, I'm going to have your car towed.
Darn.
You didn't park there anymore.
Well, you know, I have, and of course, there are things, and I can admit this. Now, I never parked in handicap, but you don't think about it until you are in that position. You don't think about handicapped access to a building until you're the one trying to figure out where it's at. You just don't think about it. But since Terry has landed in the wheelchair, I have noticed. Now, first of all, COVID came along, and what did they do? They took the upfront parking for the curbside, for the grocery pickup, this and that and the other. Why have them up front, for crying out loud? Your employees are getting paid to take the groceries out to the car. The customer is not going to be inconvenienced no matter where they park.
Right.
Because they're not getting out. That's the whole point of it.
That is a good point.
So why not?
You bring up a great point on that one. I noticed that curbside availability is they take up a lot of spaces.
So why are they up front and center closest to the store? The employee is going to get an hourly wage to carry those groceries out there, or whatever it is, no matter what store you're in.
You know what? When I get back over there, I'm going to make a complaint to the manager.
Ooh.
Well, good luck to you. I tried it at Lowe's Hardware. Lowe's on Western. I went in there one day. We went to town. I had left Harry's wheelchair at home. Did not think that we were going to stop anywhere that he would be going in. Decided we needed something from Lowe's. And I told him, I said, I'll go in and get the little electric cart. So here I start looking for a handicap parking place. And I had to park all the way down at the greenhouse. So I went in, and by the time I got in there, I stewed on it enough, and I asked to see somebody in charge. And I asked them if they could explain to me why the only handicaps were in the contractor and down at the greenhouse, and up front was for curbside pickup. And he said, well, ma'am, he said, we go by what we are required by law, the amount of handicaps we are required to have. I said, that's not my point. Why are they all the way down there? I couldn't never get him to understand what I was saying. I said, why do you have curbside up here in front? Why can't it be out in Egypt somewhere? And, you know, your employees are the ones working. I said, it seems to me like you just don't really care about the handicap. And when nobody don't understand, we have the required amount of places. I said, never mind. I reached over to get the electric cart, and it was dead.
Oh.
And I'm so sorry. It must not have got plugged in last night. And I looked at him. I said, and there again, your store obviously doesn't care about handicaps. Have a nice day.
Wow.
We'll shop somewhere else. We'll go to the other Lowe's.
There you go.
And I mean, it was ridiculous. But you get there. There's two things I want you to notice. Number one, now of course, well, three. Number one, we've already covered people parking on that don't need it. I don't care if Terry Blizzard's in the car with me or not, and he always is because I don't leave him at home. If he is not going in the store, I'm not parking a handicap.
Good for you.
Y'all can follow me around. I don't care. I am not parked in a handicap if he is not going in with me. So there's that. I just don't believe in it. I'm not handicapped. It's for him. But notice two things. When you go to the stores, 9 times out of 10, the curbside pickup, the online shoppers, they've got the primo parking places.
I
They got the
will
ones
pay
right
attention to
up front.
that, and I will take notice.
And then start noticing the ratio in Onslow County. When you're driving down the road, you pull up to a red light or whatever, start noticing how many cars have handicap tags.
There are a lot of them.
There's a lot. And now I appreciate. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying the disabled veterans don't deserve the tax. That's not what I'm saying. But somebody needs to revamp the law as far as for how many handicap parking places there are. Because if this community is a military community and there is that many more disabled handicap tags, because of that, then they should start requiring the businesses to have more handicap parking.
I agree with you.
If the amount of that, and they ought to be able to run the tags. It ought to be a quick thing to see how many handicap tags are being issued.
Well, that's an easy thing to get from DMV.
Right.
All right, Jennifer, we're late. We got to run.
Yep, gotta go.
All right, you're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer, and you should be too. With the Cub Cadet zero-turn, lawn tractors, and walk-behind lawnmowers from Cub Cadet, all engineered with premium features, leaving you with a well-manicured lawn. Stop by Mills International Incorporated today and unlock the possibilities of your yard. With Cub Cadet, head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
Since 1997, locally owned and operated Jersey Mike's 301E Western Boulevard right here in Jacksonville has provided only the best hot and cold subs and healthy salads to our community and our military neighbors, and thanks all our customers for making Jersey Mike's a sub above. Jersey Mike's features hot and cold subs in different sizes, served Mike's way or your way, in addition to delicious healthy salads. To place your order or for takeout, phone 910-353-8091. Once again, Sam Duran and the staff of Jersey Mike's, 301E Western Boulevard, Jacksonville, thanks you for making them a sub above.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Maintenance, power washing, and roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. We're playing catch up there just a little bit. Got a couple of stories here. One, breaking news out of California near San Diego, the Marine Corps Air Station there, Miramar. A Hornet has crashed. A U.S. military aircraft crashed early this morning. And the military spokesperson, they said that one person was aboard the FA-18 Hornet, and the crash happened in a remote area of the base. The status of the individual, well, you call him the pilot if he's the only person on board, is unknown. Don't know about that yet, whether he bailed out or what occurred. But anyway, it went down at a remote area of the base early this morning. Don't know exactly what time. So anyway, report from the Jacksonville Daily News today. The lawsuit, which we had heard was going to be dismissed likely against the city of Jacksonville, that has been dismissed. A judge dismissed the suit filed by former County Commissioner Joe McLaughlin and along with Lori Reddy DiGiovanni and Juan Carlos Beltran. They filed the suit against the County Board of Elections and the city of Jacksonville, seeking to cease the use of the minority-majority ward system that's been in place for more than 30 years. The city has 4 city council districts, also called wards. A 1990 class action lawsuit claimed the city was suppressing black voters, which led to the creation of 2 primarily historic African-American wards to ensure black residents could elect candidates of their choice. McLaughlin said he's told us on here it doesn't see the ward system as being minority-majority, but rather another form of voter suppression. Anyway, the whole lawsuit has been dismissed. Anyway, that's bring you up to speed there. Now, coming up in just right after Fox News break, it's Sports Talk. And we've got Chris Rayner going to be in the house, of course.
It is Friday football.
interviewing our Friday night football. Boy, can you say that? Friday night football.
Friday night football.
Friday
That's
night
probably
football.
one thing I can
Yeah,
say.
well, that's about the only thing I'm getting out right now. Friday night football live coverage right here on WSME. That begins at 6:30 with the pregame coverage of the Jacksonville.
Wow, you're getting a Skype.
Who is that calling?
Oh, that's your wife.
That's my wife calling.
My goodness. Yeah, and we're going to be at the game tonight.
Yeah, and we'll
so
be at the game
come
tonight,
say
so
hello
hang
to
in there.
us.
Stop by,
Yeah.
and we'll be up in the press booth. Have a good one. We'll see you on Monday morning. If we don't see you at the game tonight, you're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
2.6 CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Donald Trump spent enough time at the Fulton County Jail in Georgia for fingerprints